with 99% of it, but yeah, it had been demolished because it was damaged from that Kaikoura earthquake. Now there's a number of buildings in Wellington that have been damaged from it. I'll show you as we go on building. So if you have a look to the right here, see this grey one here, it looks all nice and fresh. It's a really old building. They reckon they've just finished cleaning it up, seismic strengthening it. They're saying that it would be cheaper to pull down and rebuild than it was to do what they did. A lot of cost in it. Now look over here, Price Waterhouse Keepers foundations as well. During high tide we get wet, so there's pumps working because it's reclaimed land. If you were to come to my house this afternoon, I would make you a cup of coffee. $10 million to demolish. I'm thinking of hiring a truck and driving through it and just paying for the truck afterwards and take. This is the National Museum in New Zealand. They now charge international guests, but if you want to go, I can tell you where getting in for free, but you'll be quick in the lift, alright? Just a bit dodge. But before that, Pacific, apparently the Australian government's getting involved as well. So, Hutt Valley. Now just have a look to the left as well here. Here's an old tugboat that used to work in the harbour that turned into the boat cafe. Recycled it a few years ago now. It bobs away in the water. Now it's summer, but they swim, so that's okay. I think the average temperature of Wellington Harbour is about 15 to 17 degrees, so it's not bad, is it? Right, now see the beautiful sand? Isn't it lovely? Yeah. Well, apartments. These Norfolk pine trees were introduced for sailing ship masts because they're nice and straight, but they grew too fast and the timber was too soft, but we still have them. In fact, there's all lights. The line here is new. Now please don't, if you're a cyclist, don't get offended. I'm not talking about you because I don't know you. You come here and I'll probably pull over. If you're not sure what those are, see the rails going up and down the hills? Those are high-end ones. Now just that one there, the cutting is fantastic, but it just must save your knees so much, eh? They use it for rugby teams, use it for hill training. The Hurricanes ran up here right to the top in strength training, things like that. Dogs that were wearing hoods that had no faces. If you see the movie, you'd know that piece. You'd think it's in the middle of nowhere, but it was actually filmed right here in the heart of Wellington. Now get your cameras ready. That I did. So yeah, they don't like bushwalking. So you can walk kids up here because look, there's a slide. If they're annoying, chuck them on the slide. Aviator called Admiral Byrd. Now he was did a lot of exploration in the South Pole. And that's an Arctic tent. Now if you're 5'2", you'll be fine. If you've got sore knees, use the front door. The front.
You need to lay away.
Thing about it is that the little woman comes out and says, in the unlikelihood of an incident, there's a life jacket under your seat. Fair lot of good that's going to do. Now, secondly, we have a Hutt River that had stop banks on it now, but back then it didn't. And so look down here. Here it is on the right. I'm passing it right now. It drops down in there. Boom, down there. Okay. You guys on the left, you'll see another one very shortly. So a lot of our drivers don't like. Not look like San Francisco, right? And that's what it was, an American production, because it'd be cheaper to do it here in New Zealand, and I was there. Now you can walk from here to the city in 10 minutes downhill, be at work. So you say, well, let's immigrate to New Zealand. You'll get a job as a bus driver and look at our efforts. So you come here and you bought a house in McIntyre Avenue, you arrive here, you're all excited about your new property street. So this brings us right back into the heart of the city. Now I'm going to smoke this bit of the town, and then I'm going to go up to the Rose Gardens because I'm shouting. My son's now 30. I was a solo dad when he's 10 and my daughter was 12. He turned 18. We had a party at home and everyone was drinking, including me. And he says, we're going to town, Dad. I said, sure. So I thought, good, get rid of you and your Davey mates out of my house. Your Prime Minister lying down there. But normally it's lunchtime. It's not lunchtime now. But yeah. Now this is a bus only lane. Okay. Now as we come up, we're coming up to Cuba. These are some of the grander homes in Wellington. Wellington was not, those old homes weren't built grandeur. There wasn't big, very short of land here, of course. So there's a hotel down there, but it's made up, Wellington region's made up of other places, like where I live up Hudson City, Lower Hudson City, but Tony's a big foreshore where the settlers arrived, out to, and that really sort of like, I feel like, oh, good God, there's two of them. So I've got to stop, take a photo, hang on. It's as if we don't want them in our world anymore. We even had that mandate protest over mask wearing, and that's because these idiots came down, it was an occupation, and they said, let's go. Now I'm going to turn right, and I'm going to block all the road up, because see that yellow bus there? He's parked over the driver we need to go in. So this guy's, I'll just hit that sign and I'll go around, beautiful. Now have a look to the left there. By the time you leave, you feel cool. Now you guys from the US, of course, during World
Garden Oaks or both directions? Like one of the two?
Oh, there's gardens, those places you like It's on the right. That should be a parking lot by now. Yep, look at that. Parking lot. On the right there. See the cemetery? There's grave sites right down on the barricade and then on the side. So they wanted to build up this motorway, right? And they advertised, you've got loved ones here, we want to exhume the bodies and do it properly. Nobody got hold of them. Okay, finish off back at this ship. And if you're not happy with that, call me Harry. Now as we come down,
Wellington Museum, or Te Waka Huia o ngā taonga tuku iho. So that is our indigenous te reo.
Here. Now it closed down not so long ago because they thought it's unsafe. I won't go underground. We're living in reclaimed land, and you want to shop underground? No way. Used to pop up on the other side of the road over there. You can't do that now. It's under the footpath. You go down another level. There's panels cut in the floor with glass in there, and you'll see the ocean moving backwards and forwards. There was an Englishman called John Plymouth, and he was a trader, and he bought an old ship that was beyond repair, dragged it up on the beach. It's called Plymouth's Ark, because in 1860 the shoreline was on the left over here. Okay, now John Plymouth is hanging out down. No, he's obviously dead, but a statue of him and his dog. They're actually doing some construction here, so they've got some constructs. Because I was in a captive market, I was racked. Great night. Even if I wasn't under 8 kilos, I still didn't want it. It'd be embarrassing. I've driven the All Blacks bus. Very embarrassing. There's the cable car at the bottom of it where you get on it. This is still Landing Key. Now, the City Council have a plan. Do you know what they want to turn this into? On the right there, with a new tower block behind it. Isn't that cool? That's a very, very cool. The old with the new, fantastic. And the old building, the old facades would be expensive to replicate. That there's an electric motorbike. Imagine the commentaries riding around on those. If you didn't know who they were, you'd need to know who they are. My son used to be a headhunter. Colonels in here. They were going for a visit, and I tagged along, and I nearly got to go in the bunker. Apparently there's a bunker underground. I'm just the bus driver, and I was tagging along. They didn't know who I was, and so they can run the country. This is the biggest ship that rides in Wellington. All the ships that come here get pilots because it's quite a snarly piece of water.